comics that auditioned and then after they auditioned and we did the pick said that it's rigged.
Oh, I know. I addressed that on my blog. I also didn't. This is what I really hated. The comics, and I will flat out say, a lot of them in New York would come in and suck, and then they would say, "Well, it's only 2 minutes. That's not long enough." Well, when I'm on Letterman, it's 4.5 minutes. What am I supposed to do? Look at Dave and go, "Look, the first half's gonna suck. Then it's really gonna get going. Then it's just gonna be a monster joke that's gonna make up for 2 minutes of sucking." So sometimes with the comics with bad attitudes, it was like, why did you even come? If you hate the show and you hate us and you hate the whole thing, I don't understand why you're here. Or then they would say, well, it's all rigged. Well, if you truly believe that and you didn't get the hey, you're in call, why the hell are you here? Then you're a complete moron.
I love you.
My favorite part was hanging around with Ant all over the globe. Because every fun place because he used to be a flight attendant.
Right.
I was too short to be a flight attendant and was told no by an airline that doesn't exist anymore.
What airline?
Bob's Airline out of Lake Ozark, Missouri. No, it was Pan Am.
Pan Am.
But see, look how old that makes me look just by saying that.
Well, no, you were 18 when you tried. Okay, will Last Comic Standing auditions ever come to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
They might, because they have the Funny Bone there and they have the Improv there.
Oh, that's right.
Both of which I have worked and are nice. And I love the staff at the Pittsburgh Improv because they can't smoke in that club, right? And one of the girls, they're very kind of rough and tumble Pittsburgh girls, and they go, well, why can't we smoke in here? And somebody goes, well, it's a California company, so they don't allow smoking in it. And then one girl goes, well, maybe people in California give a shit about their lives, but we don't. It's Pittsburgh. And then she proceeded to show me her Cower Power tattoo on her ass. I didn't ask to see it. It was shown to all of us. She went on stage after the show and showed us all. But I must say it was a very good Steeler helmet.
Yeah.
it looked exactly like. But then I said, what if Bill Cowher, the coach, gets fired? Now you're stuck with Cower Power on there. She said, I don't care. I'll love him no matter where he goes.
Oh, Lord.
That's my phone.
What is that? That's your phone.
We'll ignore it.
All right. Millie wants to know do you think the ant colony is a cult?
Yes, and I love cults.
No, it's not a cult.
Well, it's not a cult, but it is definitely
a colony of people wanting to succeed and do better for themselves.
When you told your ant colony couldn't come, I thought, well, that at least he told them. And then I opened up my MySpace thing, and I had like 187 messages, and I went, this is getting out of control. He's now their leader.
No, I'm not their leader. All I did was say, you know, Kathleen's about to have a root canal and she can't come to be with the colony. Well, I know I like well wishes when I'm not feeling good.
Well, some of the ant colony people wrote, they're funny though.
Okay.
But it was funny. It was very funny. I'm like, oh God, ants make them instruct.
I know it's bad. All right.
See?
All right.
No, I love the ant colony.
Oh, good. And it's not a cult.
No.
Cindy ESK asks, do discussions off camera about competitors ever get heated between you three funny scouts, or is it just one big laugh fest for you?
It's gotten very heated at times. Well, right, but come on, that was London. We didn't have that many people to pick from that were eligible as good comics anyway. I thought he was interesting because he had a manifesto. I knew he wasn't going to be hilarious.
You thought he was interesting because he called me Francis.
That was hilarious. Come on national television.
Which brings me actually to a really good point. A lot of people out there are like, well, why did you only take 2 or 3 from these other countries? What was the point? Well, here's the point that a lot of you don't understand. We don't have any control over it. The U.S. government decides who they're going to give work visas to and who they're not going to give work visas to.
Yeah, because we actually picked a lot more people.
We picked a lot more people.
But a lot of them, for whatever reasons, their visas couldn't be processed.
Their visas couldn't get approved.
And after 9/11, the whole process for getting a visa has become extremely difficult.
Right.
And very, very time-consuming.
Right.
So, a few people were left out in the cold.
Because of that. But we did pick them. We did want them to come. And unfortunately, our government said, veto.
Well, and I think some of their governments.
Right.
So they have to go through theirs and
absolutely.
ours.
Now, Cindy ESK also asks, what comedian, past or present, is guaranteed to make you laugh till you cry or snort something through your nose?
Lavelle Crawford, big fat guy from St. Louis, my hometown. What's up, St. Louis?
You plug them every chance you get.
I do, because we don't have a lot, Ant.
You have a brewery.
Anheuser-Busch, that's our mainstay, and we have the Arch. But when it came to singing the national anthem at the World Series, Detroit had Anita Baker, Aretha Franklin, Kid Rock, and Bob Seger. We had me, Cedric, and Nelly, none of which are appropriate. So then we had to go to the second tier, and it was Sheryl Crow, because she's from mid-Missouri.
You hate Sheryl Crow, too.
I don't hate her.
You, Kathleen?
I hate the publicity machine behind her, because every event that's free, why don't we get called to be at the Olympic podium to do our act?
I did. It was the Special Olympics, but I got called.
You did not. That was
No,
the
I didn't.
Special Olympics.
I just said, but I got
Oh,
called.
oh.
All right, Mark wants to know, do you read the Last Comic Standing message boards?